Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be talking about sprint qualifying in Belgium and what happened to Lewis Hamilton. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on X at James's Pit Lane, I'll leave a link in the description. But let's jump straight into the video. So it's Oscar Piastri who's managed to take the sprint pole, and to be honest, that is not a surprise. In the one practice session there was before sprint qualifying, Piastri just looked dominant. He's just looked so fast around this circuit, and I would say he was the favourite going into sprint quali. Although there was a moment in SQ2, while his first run was very fast, he ended up going over track limits, so the time was deleted. So he had to go again, and whilst his second lap was still okay, drivers who set a lap time right at the end of SQ2 had the best of the track conditions. Like, track ramp up was so big at the end of SQ2, and all drivers were going faster than both McLarens. And it saw Lando Norris go down to P11 and Piastri down to P9. Norris was able to put in a lap right at the end, the last of any driver. That got him through, and Piastri just managed to get through in P10. It was very close. But then in SQ3 there was no stopping Piastri, and he set a lap time good enough for pole. He was nearly 5 tenths faster than second placed Max Verstappen and 6 tenths faster than third placed Norris. So yeah, a really dominant display by Piastri today, and speaking about it, Piastri said it was a good lap. A little scare into SQ2 with the lap deletion, but the car has been mega all day. I feel like I was able to put in a lot of good laps. Thanks to the team, the car has been great. This is a track I love. It's one of my favourite of the year. Maybe that gave me an extra couple of tenths. When the car is handling as well as it was today, it was a pleasure. Now, while Piastri will be happy to be on pole, I think he will be a bit worried about Verstappen behind him. I think on pure pace, Piastri will be able to be faster than Verstappen. The thing is though, Verstappen is running less wing than the McLarens, so in sectors 1 and 3, where it's basically just straight, Verstappen is going to be so much faster than the McLarens. We saw that during qualifying. I mean, while the McLarens were setting decent times in sectors 1 and sectors 3, Verstappen was just so much faster, although lost all of it in sector 2 due to not having as much downforce. So in the race tomorrow, when the drivers get onto the Kemmel Straight on lap 1, I think Verstappen is going to be all over the back of Piastri, and it's going to be very difficult, maybe even impossible, for Piastri to keep Verstappen behind, because he's going to have such a speed advantage. And speaking about it, Piastri said, Red Bull are quick in a straight line. That will make life difficult, and Spa is probably the worst track to have pole at. I think the pace in the car is really strong, and I felt good today, so hopefully we can have a good day tomorrow. Now, one driver who will not be happy is Lewis Hamilton. He only ended up going 18th fastest, so he was knocked out in SQ1. Now, Ferrari have come to Spa with a rear suspension update, which they hope will help with their ride height problems, and the update itself comes in 2 parts: the rear suspension geometry and the rear corner winglet elements. And while Charles Leclerc was able to go P4 in sprint qualifying, yeah, Hamilton was down in 18th and just didn't look as comfortable as Leclerc. But it did look like Hamilton would have the pace to get into SQ2. I mean, on his final run in SQ1, Hamilton was chasing time and he was up on the first and second sector, but on the high-speed run into the bus stop chicane, which is the final part of the circuit, Hamilton's SF25 sustained a shock rear lock under braking, sending Hamilton into the runoff area. Now, this was a shock to see. I mean, to see the rear axle acting like that under braking, I think it is a bit unusual. And speaking about it, Sky Sports F1's Martin Brundle felt that Hamilton's engine maybe sort of stalled out, with him going on to say, it looks like a technical issue. Nobody will be more surprised than Lewis. It's almost like the engine sort of stalled out, and every time he pulled another shift, it just locked the rear axle. And in his analysis of what happened, Sky Sports F1's Anthony Davidson went on to say, I hear a lot of locking in the rear axle on the car. That clunking is the backlash in the gearbox. I don't blame the driver for that moment. Something is going on there in the downshift phase of that Ferrari. I give Lewis the benefit of the doubt for that one. But yeah, a pretty bad day for Hamilton, and it was a pretty bad day as well for his former teammate George Russell, who was knocked out in SQ2. That Mercedes did not look great in qualifying, and Antonelli was out in SQ1, and as I say, Russell was out in SQ2. And to make things worse for Russell, he's been summoned for a visit to the stewards for driving unnecessarily slowly during sprint qualifying, and Red Bull's Yuki Tsunoda, who was also knocked out in SQ2, has also been summoned for the same reason. But Tsunoda is also going to see the stewards, as he's been asked to give his side after being on the receiving end of a possible impeding offence by Pierre Gasly. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.